Hi everyone, it's only me. I've just got to say before this video starts, I know I said it was going to be a ploughing video next, and then the 9:30 video came, and now this one's coming. But me and Chris are doing a collaboration on video, and Chris has been and filmed me with the plough. I've done my bit, and it's just trying to get them both together. Thought we'd done it, but we haven't, so just waiting on both of us being at the same place at the same time and sorting stuff out. So yeah, this one's going to be a drilling video with a Powerharrow drill, but the ploughing video is coming, I promise, and a harvest video at some point will be coming. It's just, you know, what a year I've had, and everything just got a bit muddled up. But anyway, enough of that, enough of these excuses, Johnny, stop it. We'll start the video as normal, and we'll go and see me at field. We drill. Happy days. Proper. Hello everybody on YouTube! How are we all? Are we well? Good, that's nice to hear. Yes. So, I'm doing some more drilling today, but using a different drill. So I thought I'd show you guys. Oh yeah, actually, look, we've got a different hat. My other hat's in the wash. Our last decided it needed washing because it was starting to move around on its own. Because he's washed it, so I've had to have a different one today. And thank you, Pete from Tanvic Tyres, for supplying this hat. It's come from Pete. So look, just model it. It's not the same though, it's a bit tight. It's a bit tight on my head. Yeah. Anyway, different drill. Towards the back end of the drilling, because we're organic, we drill a lot later for reasons being such as weed control. You drill early, there's more of a problem with black grass and other sorts of weeds, and for disease control as well. So organically, most organic farmers drill the winter cereals a lot later than you would conventionally, and we don't drill an awful lot in the winter. Most of our drilling is done in the spring. So I went towards the back end when I'm just finishing off a few fields, when the soil just starts to get a bit tacky. You know, it's not really rained, but you know, there's a moisture in the air and the dew, and it just gets a bit damp, and that big drill tends to pick up on the wheels a little bit. So so we go to the old the combi drill. So I'm going to show you around it, see what you think. Let me know what you think. Let's have a look. Woo! So here we are then. It's attached to the mighty 240, that lovely tractor that it is. So it is a 6 metre Kverneland Powerharrow drill, which you've seen before. You've seen on the Powerharrowing videos where I've used it just as a Powerharrow, but now it's all geared up to do some drilling. So we've got the front mounted Accord, Kverneland Accord hopper, which is where all the seed goes. Got the wheels on the front to support it. Got the metering wheel down there, which turns as you're going down the field, which rotates the shafts, which allows the seed to come out at a desired rate once you've calibrated it. It's knocking on a bit actually, that hopper. It's quite old, but it's gold. It's old, but it's gold. It's very good. So the seed gets blown up these pipes, those two pipes, down these two pipes here, which run along the side of the tractor, down here, down there, and to the distribution heads, or mushrooms as I like to call them. So down the mushrooms and down to these Suffolk coulters down here. Now Suffolk coulters are, you know, they've been around for a long time, but they work well. You know, that there's nothing inherently wrong with them. They work well. Don't deal with trash as well as the disc coulters, but yeah, they work okay. So it comes down, gets blown down to the coulters, and the coulters will put it in the soil, and then these following arrows behind, there's one behind each coulter, and that'll fill the little groove in and bury the seed. Now some of you that's done drilling before will notice that half the coulters are missing. There's normally double the amount, and these are set at about a 9-inch spacing, these coulters, and it permanently tram lines. There's one tram line with a big gap, and there's the other with the big gap, and that is to allow us to Garford interrow hoe the cereals. When they come up, we'll go through with the Garford hoe, and the Garford hose, the blades run in between each seam to do the weeding, and it works really well. We've had some, I mean, you've not seen the harvest video yet, but I will get around to it. Some beautifully clean crops this year because of it. Yeah, so there's half the amount of coulters, and that is purely because it allows us to hoe it. Now in the spring with the big drill, they're at normal spacing, and we'll go through the cereals with an iron bock grass harrow to pluck the little weeds out. But the idea with the normal spacing is the crop will smother the weeds, it won't allow the weeds to germinate, because there's a canopy of the crop, and any that do, the iron bock grass harrow should just pluck them out, and they're a goner. Yeah, so that's the drill. It's really nice to use. Oh, actually, yeah, as well, a lot of you won't have maybe seen these before. I've mentioned it on the last video. Our roller, it's sponge. Normally they're metal packers, but this is a sponge packer. Now again, with this Blackland, it likes to stick to everything. it likes a bit of company. It likes to stick to things. Doesn't like to be on its own. It likes to be with its, you know, with something else. And with the steel rollers, they tend to bung up and stop turning. Now with these sponge ones, what they do, so if these get full, as it rotates, when it's on the bottom, the sponge gets squashed, and as it squashes it, it pushes the soil that's stuck to it off. So by the time it comes back around, it's clear like this again. It does stick to it sometimes. When it's really wet, it will stick to it. When it's that bad, we don't drill. We'll stop drilling. If it sticks to this, then it's too wet. So yeah, so that's the reason behind this. With our Blackland, and because you can maybe see the way it's arranged, they're all staggered, they're all at different angles, and it just helps it get the grip to keep rotating, to keep turning all the time. So yeah, that's something that's a bit different on this drill as well. We'll start doing some drilling. Yes. Right, so can you see me? Yeah, there we are. We're on. So I'm just going to walk you through a little bit about when I set in. Right, so the tractor at the minute, it's on idle, nothing's running, nothing's going, it's just ticking over. So I've got my engine presets down here. So I've got preset 1 and preset 2. So preset 1, rev the tractor up to 1500 revs, which I'll use for turning on the headlands. The only reason I have my headland turning RPMs as high is because on my hydraulics, I've got my number 2 spool set as priority, which is the fan. So the fan always gets priority oil over everything else. So if the engine revs are fairly low, when I come to the end and I go to lift my hopper up, it goes really slow. So I've got my first one set at 1500. And my second one's at 1950. There we are, which is 1000 on the PTO. And to alter between the two, I press that button underneath here, which would also use your headland management. So I press it now, that's at 1950, press it again, drops it back down. So I want PTO on, but I don't want it on while it's lifted up, so I'll just quickly turn it on so it'll start running. Then I'll press the automatic PTO, which will disengage it, and I can set a percentage on the screen of where I want it to turn the PTO on again. So I don't want the PTO to turn on when it's in the ground. I want it to turn on just before the ground, so I don't break anything. If you lower it into the ground then turn it on, you can end up in a world of trouble. So my 4-wheel drive's in, so my GPS, everything's going on that. So to engage it, I've got this auto button down here. Normally I'd have it programmed on a headland management sequence, so I'd use that button, but because I'm using that button for my revs, I use this button down here. So I press that, and my GPS is on. Put my fan on, which is on my number 2 spool, so I pull that back. There we go. Right, so I get up to my headland mark, and I'll lower my front hopper down, steady. And then I'll lower the drill into work, and the PTO will start. And then I press the button to rev the tractor up. Lift my front hopper up a little bit. And we're away. So what I do when I lower in, I lower the hopper just after my headland mark, and I lower the drill in halfway across my headland mark, so I get about a 3 metre overlap, if that, on my headlands. So I'm not missing any, and I'm not leaving too big a overlap, like wasting seed. And I carry the hopper on the front. I don't put it all the way down to the ground. I don't like put it into float and dump it so it's just resting. I carry it a little bit. I'd probably, if I was to put a percentage on it, I'd say I'd maybe carry about 50% of the weight of the hopper, and the other 50% is on the floor. And if I put it all the way to the floor, what tends to happen is the steering is fighting against the front hopper, so the steering's really struggling to keep straight. And on this really light land, the wheels at the front can tend to sink in, and you end up bulldozing, and you don't really realise because you can't see the front. So I just carry it a little bit, and it keeps everything nice and straight. So I've got this control box. This is all the different functions for the drill. When you have isobus implements, that alleviates the need to have this box. And this is an old thing that got cobbled together for the fan. It's a bit of an angle. it's dropped down. I just need to tighten that back up again to get it to stay up straight. Nope, I need to get my spanner on it. It does go a bit loose sometimes. Works its way loose. Yeah, so all I'm really doing when I'm with the drill, I have all these settings on here. The one I mainly use is this one at the end, which is the coulter pressure. Now there's you can't see from here. I don't think you'll be able to see. On the coulters there's some springs, and those springs are attached to like a metal plate. And there's a little hydraulic ram which pulls the metal plate inwards, which will put more pressure on the springs, which means it forces the coulters into the ground more. And then when you back the pressure off, it lets the coulters ride out a little bit. So it's just a way of controlling your depth. You can't control your depth massively with it, but it is a way of controlling your depth. So I've got them set to work off of my multi-controller down here off of these two buttons. So when I'm going up and down the field, the beauty of having GPS is that I'm able to look behind a lot more. So if I see the coulters bouncing about, like bouncing all over the place, then they're obviously not putting the seed in the ground, so I'll put more pressure on. And then on the opposite side, if I go into some really light land, light fluffy stuff, and I can see the coulters are burying themselves in the soil, I'll back that pressure off. And I can see the ram on the end of the drill, and I can gauge whereabouts it is with where that ram is. It's just sort of something I've got used to during the time I've been drilling. And plus it's nice because you can visually see what's happening. Right. Yeah, so when I get to my headland, I do the same again, but just in reverse. So I get my hand ready on joystick down here, which I've got used to control the front linkage up and down. So I'll pull the joystick back. So just before the coulters get to the mark, I pull the joystick up, lift the drill up, PTO will turn itself off, press the button to lower the revs, and job's a peach. Right, so I'm just going to go put some seed in now. So I'll see you at seed trailer. Right, so this is our IAB trailer, and we use this for filling this drill up. It's really handy because it keeps you self-sufficient. You don't need a Manitou or a telehandler to load yourself. You can fill this trailer with enough seed to keep you going for nearly a full day. 1388 say goodbye. That was beautiful words, wasn't it? A beautiful poem. I bet I never knew I was a poet. Oh dear. I've enjoyed that little brief sort of look. Maybe one brief, it's probably going to turn out to be another two-part video. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that little look. What's coming up? What else is coming up? I don't know at the minute. There's Midlands Machinery Show. Going there, so hopefully this video should be out before then. My idea is to, I haven't said anything on Facebook yet, but my idea is to take a photograph with everybody that comes up to me, and just to put on a video of the day, so anyone that comes up to me and speaks, you can be on a video as well. Yes, and don't chicken out. Don't chicken out. Say, oh no, don't take a picture of me. Come on. I can't be the only one that has a camera stuck in my face. So yeah, alright guys, I'm going to carry on with this now. So yeah, next I'm going to do, and I said I'd do it ages ago, and I still am going to do it, a control video of the Puma, of the 240, just like I did with the Fendt, like basic controls. I did a basic controls of the Puma, but way my GPS just went crazy. But one just showing you if you was to jump in one, just to get it to move, just get it to drive, you know, just like the gears, what all the pedals do, selecting your speeds, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, alright then everyone, see you soon, bye, ta-da. Right, so just enough time to do a super duper quick shameless plug. We've got some Black Friday deals on at Simply Agri. 10% off if you use the code that's on the screen now, and follow the link in the description below. And yeah, 10% off. Happy days. Thanks guys, I'll see you soon.